Jai squeeze swat ku umso Monique Berjou. My name is Monique Berjou. That is my given name, but the name that I have taken so far as I have came back to reclaim my identity is Swatch, and that means water that never freezes, which is this lake right here, Omak Lake. I listen to Jeanette Armstrong all the time, this whole journey I've been on, and she said that what the world really needs is indigenous language. You can dig up all the facts or all the artifacts that you want off the land, and you can try to create a timeline of what the world has come to be. But she says that the actual artifact that will help save this world is indigenous languages. She had a injawilt, I think is what she said, but it meant generations. From me to them and them to me, it's all connected. And that's what it means to be indigenous to the land that you come from. And I think when languages are not respected in that fact that they understand that relationship of community and self and who we are in retrospect to our environment and how that environment has influenced us, then I feel like what I have done so far is try to help the people around me speak Indian, speak in Selk'chin, so that they will help insert themselves into their ecosystem so that they can get to know the land and get to know themselves, and they understand who they are according to what time has come to be.
What have you learned about the land and the water in this region that's changing? How do you think climate change is impacting this region?
Oh my gosh. I just went huckleberry picking this Wednesday, and I couldn't find no huckleberries. Some people had luck over here in Omak. I didn't have any. It's gonna be no more. When I have these relationships with the land and with the berries, like with the berries, definitely something I'm reestablishing. It connects me back to my grandmother. It connects me back to when my grandmother took me out on the land and taught me what to do, and when you're out there, how you treat the berries and things you do and don't do. And when I go out to look for those huckleberries and I go out to pick them, it connects me to my ancestors, which is very important because there's really no concept of time. It's just a living memory. All things are living memories. There's a word for it that I heard for a long time, but I never was able to define it or even know who would be able to define it, the Akashic Records. A way to tap into everything that has ever happened in this universe on Earth. That's what this water has. It has a living memory, a memory of everything. The trees, they have the memory. So that's when I come out here and this water's flooded out, I know that something's going on in the mountains, that it got way too hot up there. When the Okanagan River floods and Oroville floods for the first time in, 40 years, 50 years, I have pictures of it. I know that something's going on way up there in the mountains, that it got way too hot this year. The berries is a new thing for me since I've been a little girl. I just know that this land is changing, and that when I was a young girl and I used to come to this lake in the middle of summer, a hot day where we were like, we gotta be at the lake, was 89 degrees. Now, a hot day where it's like you should probably be at the lake, but it's kind of dangerous, is 104 here, 104 degrees. I remember the first time my mom told me what hurt her. And when my mom told me those things, from the day she set foot on this land, and she still made me. All the hurt and pain, she still made me. To know that my mom is a warrior, that my mom could do it in a time where Indians were called squaws, in a time where Indian women were beat up, in a time where today Indian women are raped like it's nothing, I know that there is hope if my mom can overcome that. If my mom can still create life and still have all the faith in her ancestors and her land and her people, that we can overcome that. I think that is the biggest struggle and blessing that an Indian woman faces and deals with. And I think that there's nothing more hopeful. And I think at the end of the day, that's all I have is hope. That's what I would say to the women in Washington, is that there's hope. What I forgot to tell you was not this last winter, I think it was 2016. I came out here and this water was frozen.
No.
The first time. That was the super cold winter. But that's what that word is water that never freezes, and it was frozen.